In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I figured there's no better time to tell my experience in Spiral Nights than today. This is going to be a more personal video, and it took me several days to pick out a few key events of those 7 years playing the game, but I think I'm ready. I started playing Spiral Nights on October of 2011. It wasn't until early 2012 that I started posting screenshots on Steam of my adventures. This was the time where I just started first year of college, so I had a limited amount of time to play. Which was fine, considering the game back in those days had a system in place where you couldn't play excessively over time. Anyways, I started because of my best friend Roderick. I met him through Call of Duty for the Wii of all places, and somehow continued that friendship through Steam, where the majority of our time playing was in SK and TF2. This is the first screenshot ever taken from me. Already in high gear but not yet fully prepared for the endgame runs. Me and him were consistently playing and doing runs together, and eventually joined our first guild, Proxima. There wasn't any high requirements to join, but the guildmates were a very helpful bunch. The majority that were active kept assisting each other in bosses and arena runs. Had a lot of fun with this guild. We weren't super close with each other as far as I remember, but it definitely helped in our progression. The days were going by so fast during this time. I started to get to know a couple of players through hanging around in Haven. Soon enough, Kingley joined the party, and it became a trio. She was a very outgoing player. Her personality blended well with us being a quirky person. This lasted for an entire year, farming crowns, accessorizing our nights, and it was a blast being in Haven where so many people got to joke around. A lot of silliness, but overall a friendly environment, which I needed cause my first year of college was pretty shit. At this point, I spent every day on the game, enjoying all my hours spent with these people I came across. So much that I went digging online, looking for SK content creators, being involved with the community outside of the game. I wanted to make stuff too. Looking through all the art and posts made me increasingly anxious to be like them. The time finally came in 2013 when I uploaded my first Spiral Nights video on Valentine's Day. This became a very special year for me. I was finally having a place in this online world. It gave me an identity that made random players approach me. It was a feeling I never experienced. Made me realize that I can do more than just help the community. I started to gain the skill of creating things people will enjoy. From that point on, that's what I did. Look, I even got my signature costume at this point. With my ability to create my own content, I got more attached not just to the game anymore. The people that viewed me as a content creator led me to experience all sorts of bonds. I grew up with these players, got to have more fun with them. I wasn't anyone important, but I went through so much afterwards. In comes 2014. I met a player named Mango Chick. She was very open, would not lose a fight even if people tried to end it. In fact, it was a clear difference in our personalities. The reason I bring her up is because we ended up in a relationship. An online one that became one of the most influential moments during my time in SK. We're not together anymore, but because of those memories, I got a grip of my reality again. I'll admit, my life was getting complicated. Spiral Nights was my second home. I wasn't sure of myself either since I was entering adulthood. It was a conflicting year 2015. Spiral Nights was declining in player counts after this time. I had problems. Not that there was anything wrong about that, but there were faults of mine I wanted to fix. My anxiety started to get the best of me. Through a combination of career choice, internal struggles, problems I always had before but were never so big I had to face them, this was a phase I believe that will only continue to develop as time went on. I didn't play as often as I used to either, mainly due to the lack of Spiral Nights content, but the people were still there, so I was happy about that. However, I had my own conflicts to handle, and the choices I make for myself will affect me from this point on. I decided in 2016 to play more as I felt a piece of me was missing throughout this phase. It led me to work with the community again, but in a new direction. I decided through a guild invitation that I would start putting in effort to have people enjoy their time in the game. Since Spiral Nights helped me cope with reality, maybe it was time I opened the doors for more players to gather together and get them in that familiar state as well. Thus, Wishfeather was born. A new family of sorts, where I could handle improving guildmates and myself at the same time. It was my first ever experience taking care of other players. I grew more independent through their actions and learning from them as well. Through many events and festivities, I also learned responsibility for others. My actions can make an impact, and I always knew that, but it was never on this scale. I stopped at 2017. My college life had already ended, and I was already working in the field of graphic design. My time away from the game hasn't bothered me. I thought there was nothing else for me, that I'd done everything, nothing I could gain from coming back. It was a fun adventure, and it was time to end mine, but here I am. It's 2018, and I'm making videos again after all these years, and it's finally time to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who watched my content, all the players that I came in contact with since 2011. Thank you to Roderick and Kingley for the amazing times we have together. Thank you Mango Chick for having to put up with my goofy shenanigans. Thank you Kano and Chrissy for helping me be motivated to create these videos. Thank you Ciara for commenting and waiting for my videos after so much inactivity. Thank you Blue for having been there for me at my time of need. Thank you Wishfeather. You were a great second family, of course. Thank you also to podcasts and SK YouTubers. It was great tagging along. Thank you people of Spawn Knight's Discord server. It's certainly entertaining singing over there. Thank you Lego Build. You kept my energy high and had a bunch of events turn out successful. Thank you Fighting Polygon. You're my favorite Sparrow artist I ever had the pleasure to commission. Thank you Sora, you crazy little silly furball. Thank you Crosslake Kids and crew. You know who you are. Ayo Luna Crescent. Best wishes to ya. Arca, sitting in Haven. A pleasure chatting with you about topics we enjoy. Sola, you cheeky fella. Hi Avagi. Alice Angel, thank you. Zayrus, you're still my inspiration, bro. Arrow, or Arrow. Man, I still can't pronounce that right. Can't wait to chat with you about insightful stuff. Yamaroka, I'll try to catch up on your live streams. Soma Gang, love you guys. Hey Buttercup, thank you for checking up on me every day. And Manlet, thank you. Thank you to everyone I've ever met in Spiral Knights. I wouldn't be the man I am today without you guys, and will forever hold a place in my heart. No matter the mistakes we've made, even if we ever have fights, we cut ties with each other over the years, I promise the legacy will live on for the rest of my life. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.